rather than just handing someone some cash this year. It's always nice when you can give them a personalized card. I've created this holiday cash card with the saying, "I figured you'd know better than Santa," for my cash gifts this year. Join me for my creative day as we make this holiday cash card. Now let's get crafting.
Now there's several different cuts you need to make for this card, but you can make it with one sheet of white cardstock, a sheet of red cardstock, a sheet of gold cardstock, along with scraps of printed paper and black. Now there's a lot of measurements, but they're all written in the description box for your reference. You'll also notice that the black and gold squares are very small pieces. I found that by cutting strips of paper the size you need and then cutting that down, I can make more precise and easier cuts. Now let's start by scoring the base of your card. You're going to score it at 2.5 inches and 8 inches. Now if you don't have a scoring board, you can just mark this with a ruler and score. Now as I fold these, I'm not going to use the bone folder right away, but I'm going to fold both sides in to make sure that they line up along the edge of the card. Once they're lined up, I'll use the bone folder so that I get a nice crisp edge. Now it's time to start putting things together. You're going to start with the large red rectangle, and this is going to be centered on the bottom of the large flap. Next is the medium piece of red cardstock. When lining this up, place it centered on the top of the card. For the white pieces, this is where you're going to write your messages. Now you can handwrite your messages, or if you have a Cricut, you can have the Cricut write your messages, or you can even type your messages and print them on cardstock. Check out my video link in the description box for how to print and then cut personalized messages. Just choose whatever way works for you. For the top panel, align the white cardstock with your message towards the top of the red piece. The top and the sides will have the same border, but there will be a wider red border on the bottom. For the bottom panel, Merry Christmas is centered right in the middle of the red piece. Now let's do the inside message of the card. Again, we're going to start by layering the red cardstock first on the inside of the card, and then add the layer of gold cardstock. Then add your message on top, and those will all be centered in the space. For the center panel of the card, this is where your pattern paper will go. Now when taping it, make sure you tape it along the edges and in the middle because this will be holding the money pocket, and you want this to be very secure. So our card base is done. Let's start working on the money holder. For this, you're going to score at 3.5 inches and 6 inches. To fold, start with the score at 3.5 inch line and fold it in half. Now, fold the score at the 6-inch line mark back on the front, creating a small tab. To decorate this piece, we're going to start with the red square of cardstock and just lay that right underneath the tab. Now I'm working on a cutting mat grid, and I'm going to use this grid to make sure that I line up my pieces for my belt at the center of the card. Picking the square right in the middle, I use the lines on the grids to make sure that my gold piece is straight and even. I'm going to do the same thing with the black square in the middle for the buckle. Now for the black and gold pieces, I'm going to use glue because these are such small pieces, it would be too hard to get tape on them. So we're going to line up the black square directly in the center of our gold belt and hold it down for a second to let the glue set, and then do the same for the gold square. To make the envelope, I'm going to open it up and run tape very close to the edge of each side of the front flap. And that way I'll have an opening in the middle and the sides will be sealed so nothing will fall out. This is where your money will go, so having it sealed on both edges means nothing will slip out. And then secure this piece to the center of your card. Remember to put extra piece of tape because this is where the money will go. Now to wrap everything up with a belt, we're taking our long strip of gold, and again I'm using the grid marks on my cutting mat to find the middle of the long strip. Just like on the inside of the card, we're going to attach the small black square and then the small gold square on top to make our buckle. Now line up the buckle at the center of the card, right where that thicker red border is, and gently bend the paper around the edges of the card. Now take note where the edges overlap, because this is where you're going to put your tape. Once your belt is wrapped around your card, it's ready to be gifted. To open it, just slide the belt down to reveal the gift inside.
I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you need a quick, personalized way to give cash this year, you'll consider making this card. If you like this video, hit the like button below. If you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button, and I'll continue to share my creative days with you. And that's all till our next creative day.